Alright everyone, welcome back. This is part 3 of our 7 Days to Die Let's Play. This is what we got from loot here. The best thing we got probably is moldy bread and some iron arrowheads. Other than that, there really wasn't much. I think a little bit of cash. We actually have 21 glass jars. We're actually dying of thirst here. But there's something I wanted to show you guys. Come up here. First of all, we got this stump. We got a whole bunch of stumps over here. Actually, we're going to make that an actual furnace. So we're going to run over here, and we're going to rip down this fence real quick. Bam! We got a big-ass pool for permanent water. I think that's permanent. I've never really ran it out, but right in our backyard, we got unlimited water. So just come over here, fill up our 21 little water jars. And on that. Now we're gonna run these back home. We got a little under 7 hours in game. Bird nests, always loot the bird nests. We're gonna need lots of iron arrows and bolts. My favorite weapons. I love the archery for weapons. I mean, get guns are cool, but bullets are a big pain in the butt. So we're gonna come in here. This is why we need a lot of this stuff. So we're gonna do this. We have 10 more waters. We're running murky waters, so we're going to come in here. Since we got a pot, if you don't loot a pot, you can make a pot in there. First thing you have to do is make an anvil, of which you need some clay for, which we will try to go get, actually, will be our next goal. We're going to come in here, and we're going to cook up some goldenrod tea. We can make 10 of those. It'll take us 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Oops, exactly enough. 3:20. And then we're going to, actually, we're going to make a bunch of glue too. How much of these do we have? I'm going to make 10. Oh, we don't have that many bones on us. So let's go ahead and start that. And it'll go, I'm going to grab all these bones. That's what our bones are for, glue. We're actually going to make, go ahead and make 10 glues. So that 10 were bottled. Because we're going to use glue for, we're going to need to add 2 minutes, so we're going to go to 5 and some change, and then we're going to go and make the rest of these bottled waters, which is another 2 minutes 30 seconds. So we want that to about 8 minutes. So 8:46 will be more than enough. And we're going to grab this tea and we're going to drink it. Boom. Perfect. Alright. So the other thing we're going to do is, this is my trading cupboard usually, so I'm going to throw this money in here. I'm going to throw my dukes down here. And we're going to try to clear out our inventory a bit. Let's go ahead and throw a candy tin thing in there. I'm going to throw like one log in there, turn it on, melt those. You get more back if you melt them in there. So we're going to throw our medical supplies and our good food in here. We'll eat that later. Throw my basic crafting goods in here. Throw our land claim block up here, and throw some metal there. Get rid of these guys in here. Bam, bam. Flowers, eggs, old shamwich, sham handwich. And I'll go ahead and throw these goods in there. And we'll hang this guy up here. We'll keep this guy in case we get cold. Throw some ammo in there. Cool. Alright. So, let's see. The other thing I want to do real quick. Actually, one thing I did, I spent points off camera because I wanted a better bone shiv, but you want to level your weaponsmithing and toolsmithing up usually pretty quick. Almost any time you can get them. The other thing I'm going to spend 5 of my points on is my 69er, which you always want fairly early. We got Pummel Pete. I don't normally spend any points in here. Eventually we'll want 9mm crafting and stuff like that, because then you can make bullets early. I don't know if they fixed these, honestly. I've heard that Quality Joe doesn't actually work, so I'm not sure if it's worth spending points. You'll need science for all this fun stuff. Eventually, we'll get there. But I'm going to actually board up these windows, and what I'm going to do about this door. Hey, what's up, friend? Oh, wow. I missed the best loot. These guys dropped 12 steel arrows. Must have been a hunter. Right, so we're gonna board up this door completely, so it's not an entrance point, because the AI will favor doors to try to get to you. So it's good to replace doors that you don't want to have to defend with walls or something instead. And I like to board these up. You don't really need to, but I'm paranoid. So I like to board all this stuff up so they can't really see inside. So for whatever reason I want to come up here, especially on the first night if you get here with barely any time or barely any resources, you might come up on the second floor here and rip apart some things for resources. Like possibly these. Actually, normally I don't smash these, so I probably should have left those up, but now I'm going to have to board all these. I just like to be in a nice hidey hole where no one can see in it. Bam. And this will hold you out. Any night that's not a horde night, you can hide in here, and basically you're immune to zombies in 99% of the time. Every once in a while you'll have to deal with a guy who senses you through the walls. I think certain houses are worse than others for it. So not always, but occasionally you will, and they'll try to break out. And in that case, generally what you want to do is get away from the wall they're trying to break, so they kind of stop sensing you, and they'll generally lose interest and wander somewhere else. But they'll still be able to sense you, so you want to try to get on the roof where you can be safe and kill them with arrows. So here's one problem with that is I'm already out of wood because of how much it takes to board this damn thing up. Toilet right up here. Stupid. Yeah, it's really dumb. Alright, so we need a shovel. That's the other thing I almost forgot. We need to go out and we'll scrap that. Now we can make level 100. Actually should have, that was kind of a waste to make that club, but we will actually have, do I have enough wood for that yet? This is a balcony, so we can leave this door. There's nothing out there that can bother us. So I'm actually gonna go outside. We're gonna get as much clay. We have our water, so we're good. Our teas of cooking. So behind the house, if you're at this house, is a clay pit, and there's lots of boulders nearby too. There's also an actual toilet downstairs that I don't think we looted. So we're gonna come back here. I don't know that we really need. We do need some stone, so let's go ahead and we'll take up a boulder or two. We have what, 4 hours in the game. I gotta learn the exact because 24 hours is 60 minutes. So like I think it's 2.5 minutes an hour. So 4 hours, that gives us about 10 minutes or so to get some work done. So we're going to rip apart this whole boulder, and then I'm going to dig this clay pit up with that entire shovel and see how much clay we got by the end of it. I'll probably just do the one shovel. It might take a lot longer than I intend, because I'm used to doing it with like a 25 or a 50 quality shovel. Because I believe that is actually how much quality, so you can actually do twice as much mining, I think, with a 100 quality shovel and a 50 quality shovel. Don't really quote me on that, because I'm actually paying enough attention to those kind of mechanics. So this is my brother likes to accuse me of cheating by mining a lot of clay and getting more experience than him. I don't think that's really the case. I just think I did more actual stuff while he goofed off in inventories. I try to do very little inventory, so they also fucked up the hitboxes on the ground in a lot of places. I think with the actual stable branch, because I don't recall it being this pain in the ass to do. Actually, what we want to do here is we want to more efficiently use our time. I'm actually going to go and grab some supplies. I'm going to grab some tea. It's cooking. We can just grab a whole thing of tea. And I'm also going to grab why did I put my coffee in here? I'm gonna grab my coffee. Right, because the coffee does dehydrate you, I believe. But regular drinks actually hydrate you, so you can, what you tend to do, if you don't, especially if you don't have a lot of access to coffee, but also doubly so if you're near yucca, which is in either desert or badlands biomes, is you can, throughout the day, don't eat or drink unless you absolutely have to. Save your hunger and thirst for nighttime when you're actually doing a bunch of mining, since you'll be burning up a lot of your tools. So this removes hydration. It also lowers wellness, so you can technically, once you have a bunch of stuff late game, you can cheese wellness by just drinking coffee and drinking tea back to back to back to back. Because you actually get more wellness back, I believe, from drinking the tea. Memory serves me, you get like 0.2. You get 0.1 if you every time you do that, because your coffee takes away 0.1 wellness and the tea gives you 0.2. So you can infinitely increase your wellness once you have access to tons of tea and tons of coffee. It's probably tedious though, and probably not worth doing, but if you feel like doing it, you can, I suppose. But like I was saying, you keep your hunger and thirst down, especially with yucca, more so the hunger, because you can eat yucca plants, yucca fruits will actually energize you as well as fill up your hunger meter. They don't give you any wellness though, is the only problem. So if you want lots of wellness really early, desert isn't great, but if you want to get a lot of early work done, anytime you eat or drink yucca, you get a bunch of stamina back. But overall, it's still, I'm sure, better. You can again save your hunger. Drink tea while you're mining until you're fully thirsted out, and then you can eat your charred meat whenever your health is low, or your stamina is low, and then immediately drink a tea, which will staminize you and wellness you. So it's like right now, I'm gonna drink some more of this, and we have coffee and beer for mining tonight, so it's not a big deal. Once you have access to those, you want to try to get coffee beans. Those are very valuable early game, so when you're looting, don't delete them or drop them. Make sure you make room for them and take them home. So once you set up a farm, you can make sure you have a bunch of coffee on hand, so you can constantly get the stamina that you need early game, especially since now iron and steel tools drain your stamina like crazy. They try to balance it against the trader. I think they should try different things, but... Alright, so we burned the whole shovel. We have 400 clay. That's 2,000 clay inside of our thing, so it's more than enough. So I'm not going to do any more of that. I'm going to actually disassemble the shovel, and we're going to smash up some trees and rock. Yeah, we need a lot of wood because we burned it all boarding up our house. So since we have bad mechanic 1, I'm actually going to grab bad mechanic 2, because we're going to be, for the next, all night tonight, we're going to be mining with this stone axe, and probably even tomorrow night, because again, they killed iron tools on stamina. So even if you can build iron tools on day 1 or 2, it's not actually the best choice to use them. You're going to want to stick with your stone axe for a little while. Simply because of the stamina drain on iron tools isn't the best unless you have a lot of coffee or something, in which case it might actually be worth switching over. They tried to level gate it a little bit. Honestly, I'm going to do a big write-up on forums, because I actually thought of a really interesting way to go towards the mechanic, because people's big complaint about A16 was the change to make everything perk-based instead of skill-based, in the sense that you used to, ABC, always be crafting spam craft tools all day. And it's weird, because their big complaint is not that they like spam crafting, it's not fun, because that's what I used to do. I would spend the entire first day gathering as much wood, stone, and fiber as I could, so that all night long, all I would do is make tons and tons of stone axes and nothing else. That's all I would do. And then while I was actually crafting, while my inventory was filling up with tools, I would like whack on things and then repair them just to raise my construction skill, so that I could get steel tools immediately. I never even used iron, because there was no level gate on steel. You just needed 20 construction tools. So 2 or 3 nights of spam crafting and just breaking blocks and repairing blocks over and over and over again got you to 20 construction before day 4. Sometimes I think you can get it by day 3, and then you're straight to steel tools. And I never used iron. So now you actually use iron, but because you have to buy weapon and toolsmithing with perks, you can go kill zombies and then get better at making tools. And that bugs people, because it's not as realistic, But what I find ironic about the situation is that the people who complain that the game mechanic that is gamey is actually the game mechanic that makes you play the game more immersively and accurately. Like, ever since I started playing again with Alpha 16, I actually just play the game. That's it. I don't do any weird gamey things. You just naturally play. You don't sit in the corner making 100 stone axes overnight. You just make your axe and use your axe. You repair it. You used to never repair anything. Obviously, you just make a brand new. But now with the new system, the new system that is more gamey actually makes you play more immersively. Yet the more immersive game system, i.e. spam crafting, where you get tool skill by building tools, which would make sense in real life, it actually makes you play the game more gamey. So I think that's a little ironic situation that is established. I just think there's a much more interesting way to deal with it. I doubted they had anywhere near enough time to implement it by the time I was playing, and I could suggest it, so I didn't bother yet. I'm gonna formulate a nice big post for it and put all my thoughts down on paper, but essentially I think they should just the perk system needs to do an overhaul like World of Warcraft had, where it's actually options, because honestly the perk system is not optional. You obviously need tool and weaponsmithing, you need sexual Tyrannosaurus, you need minor 69er. There's no choice about it. You have to do it. And that honestly should be built into the game. You should actually, when your tools, like minor 69er should just be built into mining tools. So every time your mining tools goes up, you actually get better at mining. Like, you get more return or whatever. So that there should be some changes that I'm sure will come up eventually, but suffice to say, the game plays infinitely better than it did in Alpha 15 and before that, just because you actually play now. There is almost no incentive to do weird cheesy shit like building 500 stone axes overnight. Like, I would set up a little setup in Nova's Gain inside of the church and the bell tower, and I would set up 9 chests all around. I would craft axes all night long, and I would fill up each chest, and once the chest was filled up, I would destroy it, which is the fastest way to like get rid of stuff. And every time I would fill up a chest, I would destroy it, and then I would replace it with a new chest. So that's like a silly, like, who would actually do that in real life? That just doesn't make any sense at all. So I'm glad that that is kind of gone. So I'm going to come back here. We're going to make our mine back here. We should have plenty of wood to make our ladders. We're going to go down about 10 or 12 blocks, I think. See if there's any turds in here. Nope, just murky water. Any medicines in the cabinet? Nope. Let's go ahead and rip this guy apart and give us another pipe. So we're more than ready to make our own forge. Let me get our base set up. We don't need the medicine cabinet there. And I think I have to build some ramps to make this pretty full eventually. So we're going to be here for a long time, so I'm going to make it fairly aesthetically pleasing, of which we're going to want this so we can see what the fuck we're doing. Because, yeah, sorry about that. You guys probably couldn't see shit. I got to remember, I generally don't like to play in the dark, which is why I like a mining helmet, like, as soon as I can get one. But, more so now I need to try to be mindful of that, so you guys have plenty of light to see what the fuck I'm doing. That broken down. I'm gonna come in here and we want wood in frame ramp. I want 4 of these. No, it's not the proper box. 4 over here. That's the proper box. Not 41. Craft 4. Right. So let's go over here and check our forge. Let's put our raw iron in here, and then we're gonna put. If you right-click and drag, you can split a stack in half. And if you have a stack and right-click, you drop 1. I don't think there's any other way to split anything, which irritates me. Like, for instance, I want like 10 wood. The fastest way is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so we'll turn this on. Start melting some clay in there so we can get an anvil built. I think we put our good arrows in here. Alright, and this. I'll put crafty bits in here. And we want these. You should always... You should try to always carry wood frames with you, just because they're very useful when running around. The way to do this is you on face, and then you left click a couple times and it'll roll it around just how you want. Bam, bam. Right, yeah, the building system in this game is nowhere near as good as Space Engineers, unfortunately, but once you get used to it, it's pretty good. So I'll do this, and then we'll rip up the floor here, and this is going to be our ladder down. So we're going to dig down to the stone layer, and then I'm going to dig about 4 or 5 into the stone layer, and then we're going to just dig out. We need some ladders here. Let's build like 10 ladders, build 15 ladders. We're going to go down at least 15, I think. We also need a new shovel, since I killed our other shovel. Ladder, 10 ladders, craft. Boom. So here's our shovel. And we'll dig our shovel-y stuff in here. And we'll put some ladders here. Right, so we'll throw that crap in there. Alright, cool. Nope. And if you hit spacebar on the ladder, you'll jump off of it. Come down here. This is the most efficient way to do it. I'm going to do it that way. We're going to dig straight down. It's going to get dark in here, I'm sorry, but give me a minute. So we're going to dig straight down. And then you can put your ladders against the wall. Normally when I build my real base and I dig down, I'll build I'll actually dig out all the squares around this and build a square tunnel down. But you have to use this diamond-shaped thing at first. I hope this is straight down. It should be. Okay, so I'm going to check with this. So yeah, we're building straight down. What you can do is you can grab your ladders, and you can build really high up. So the ladders will kind of be in there. What the hell? That's weird. It should be showing up, but it's not. It's showing up on me? That's really odd. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'll put a torch here so you can see what I'm doing. Not really. We're going to dig in the dark. We're digging through dirt, and then once we hit a 500 health block and it tings, that'll be stone. So we're going to hit the stone layer. We have plenty of wood so we can get out of here if we need to. I do need to go eat, though. Alright, so we're clinking on stone now. So we're going to look up. We're going to finish some of the ladders. There, we can do another ladder. And this is one reason why you want to make sure you have wood frames on you. And I want to have some more wood frames crafted so I don't get stuck anywhere. As you just, I guess they call it nerd poling these days. You jump up and build the block underneath you. And we'll come out here. I'm going to eat some charred meat. A is the quick eat, so you don't even have to pull it from the container you're in. So we'll do that, and we'll drink some tea. And we're going to cheese up our wellness a little bit here. There. Alright, so we're going to leave our tea down a bit. I think we're out of iron here, so we're going to split our clay. You can actually double up, so it'll fill up faster. I think you saw me do it with iron earlier, but I didn't explain why if you don't know why I did that. Alright, so one of the things is that's going to be hard to use if you build like this. I'm going to get space where you just hop off the ladder. So again, sorry about the darkness, but we're just, I can't see either, so we're just digging straight down into stone. So I'm going to pop out probably 5 stone blocks, and then we'll get back out. So we have enough ladders, because I think we're in 2 ladder blocks, and then we're going 5. So I'm actually going to go down 6. And that'll use up all of our ladders. So that was 1. And then you do this, you want to be busy, like I always say. So we're just going to come down here, and even if we don't get anything from this, we're going to get stone, which we're going to need a lot of stone for, and I will show you a little bit of that probably in the next video. Simply because you see kind of how hard it is to get wood. It's actually way quicker and easier to get stone. Early game, stone and clay. And with stone and clay, you can make cobblestone rocks. And with cobblestone rocks, you can make flagstone blocks, which you can upgrade the flagstone into cobblestone. There used to be frames for cobblestone in the game. Shit, I've already lost count, though. I think it was only 2. But, yeah, you would have to build a frame and then fill in the frame with cobblestone rocks and to build actual cobblestone blocks. But when they added flagstone, it allowed you to upgrade flagstone directly to cobblestone. It was cheaper, flat out, to do that. So you would never actually build the frames. You just build the flagstone, because you can carry the block with you, throw it down, and you have a block already, and then you just upgrade it to the more strong block. And what's nice about that is since you don't have wood, You don't have to burn through all your wood, which you're using to heat your fires and build arrows and stuff like that. But you can use all the stone, which you get retarded amounts of stone when you mine properly, that you need kind of an outlet for it, and it's really easy to get clay. So you just turn all it into cobblestone, and you can probably more easily build a base out of cobblestone than you could a base out of wood in the versions that I used to play. I think I used to play at like Alpha 12, like right when traders were added, whatever that was. I stopped playing right around when traders were put in. So I never really played with them a lot. I do like them a lot though, because they do give you, like I said in the previous video, give you an outlet to sell like shitty clothes and shitty gun parts in the early game that you're not going to use. Give you some money so you can do some more interesting things. I actually got rid of my torch, which is stupid. Alright, so I'm going to bust out my torch. Hey, now we can both see what's going on. Alright, so I'm going to throw these ladders down. Bang, 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 bang. And then I'm in 2 blocks. I hate you. Okay, so I'm in 2 blocks. And that's why I really wish I had a mining helmet. Alright, so we're here. I think I missed a block. Yeah, right there. 2 blocks, in fact. 1 and 2. And let's see. So we got stone. I can't actually even tell what stone, what not. So if I take that out and hop back up on the ladder. Ugh. This is kind of a pain to set up. Okay, I think I did it perfectly then. Alright, awesome. So now we're down on ground level here. And what you do is you crouch. You face away. I'm going to get some light down here so you'll be able to see in a second. So you crouch, face directly away, and you want to mine directly in front of you. So we're going to pop out this block in front of us. It's not cooperating quite how it should be, though. This is the thing I don't like about the voxel terrain, is that they diamond instead of square. So it's a lot harder to actually find them, hit the right block. So I'm wondering if it's... I hope it's up and down, because... So I'm just going to take this block ahead of me. You can walk through 2 tall blocks in the ground. You can't start sprinting in them though, but you can sprint through them if you start on a block that's at least 3 high and start sprinting in that. So I'll show you how I kind of do this. You just dig. See, where did that come out? I can't even tell where that came out. I think directly ahead of me. I can't even see what I'm doing. I just hate starting these mines because you can't get any light down here without a freaking mining helmet. So I hate messing up and making my things not look nice. You can make there's a block called destroyed stone you can make and actually fill in the voxel. So if you kind of mess up but want it to look okay without throwing in actual blocks, because the blocks, when you mix blocks with voxels, they don't actually mix properly. So if you replace the voxel block with another voxel block, like destroyed stone, which I think only cost 18 small stones to build, you can patch it in and it'll look fine. It doesn't look the same as regular stone, but regular stone requires a cement mixer to patch in stone walls. So you generally won't be able to do that until later on, because you need cement and sand and small stones to make it inside of a cement mixer. Which is kind of strange, but destroyed stone looks more or less correct. So we're gonna destroy. Oops, I need to fix my hotkeys here. I normally put my mining tool on 4, not 3. 3 is usually my wood cutting tool. It's an early game. Will do. I didn't do it this time, but I'll usually do like I'll do 2 hand axes, stone axes, and have one on 3 and 4, just in case I accidentally hit 4. I have it, and if I also hit 3, I have it. So, boom, boom, boom. So this is just kind of the long and tedious part. I'm just kind of showing this now. When I start doing more mining at night, I'll generally be cutting out the nights while I do a bunch of mining, because you don't want to see me doing this fucking for an hour. But you get down here and you do this. So basically what I'll do from this point on is I'll go straight ahead. You can always like choose your direction. The problem is that this is a gravel pit that should have ore, But you could find ore like right here or anywhere. So just... Sorry, I think I heard a zombie. You want to, again, stay busy. And since ore is not the most reliable finding thing, just keep mining, because you just need the iron anyway. So it doesn't even matter if you even find iron ore or any kind of ore, really. Because you just smash out regular rocks. You need all these small stones that I'm gathering, and you need all this iron that I'm gathering in order to get your early game going. The first horde base pretty much will always be made out of cobblestone, unless you take a prefab and just kind of pull it together and use it and let it get destroyed and not be the best defense. But I generally go straight into my horde base since it's really quick and easy to build. And in fact, like for instance, you come in here and under resources you have cobblestone rocks. I'll just build 300 of these. That'll be all of my clay, because a cobblestone block requires 3 cobblestone rocks, so that'll give me 100 cobblestone blocks once I'm done. And the only real thing is time. So that's where you kind of quickly get into your ABC on day 2 or 3 or 4, where you want to always be making cobblestone rocks and flagstone blocks in order to be able to finish your base in a decent amount of time. If you're going to build your first your horde base for the first wave. And it's seriously, when I build it, you'll be like, that's crazy easy to build. Alright, so when you come out, you want to actually switch, you want to look backwards as you're sprinting up the ladder. So otherwise, it'll take you a lot longer to get out than rightfully needs to. Wow, we didn't get much iron at all. I'm going to throw a couple of things here. I'm going to make an anvil so we can start making arrowheads. And we also have enough for a bunch of forged iron. We'll actually probably need a lot more wood than that. Perfect. And we have a lot of clay on there, so we're just gonna... And okay, so getting down is a pain in the ass. Oh shit. I should jump. So when you get on the ladder, face the ladder, because if you're not facing directly at the ladder, you might get stuck on these voxels. So if you face directly at the ladder on this block and look down at the ladder below you, you can actually get down that diamond without too much trouble. But it isn't the most fun and reliable thing in the world to do. That's why I like to make it actually squared out and frame in the actual staircase when I do my real base. But it takes about 4 or 5 times longer to actually do it that way. Sorry about that. Had a little crash there, but I am going to cut this off here, and day will start soon. We'll dive into that in the next video and do some looting. I will see you then. Thank you for watching.